this process all happened. This time last week, I thought I was having a normal pregnancy, and now I'm having a miscarriage. I still haven't processed it. I don't even know where to begin. Hello, tribe. Welcome back to the channel. The last couple of days have been extremely hard. If you guys don't know, I was 7 weeks pregnant. And I was so excited because I've always had fertility issues. Before I met my husband in my last relationship, we tried for over 4 years, nothing happened. And then I was fortunate, my husband and I were able to conceive, and I had a healthy pregnancy. It was really an easy breeze. And then after we had our son, immediately we tried, once it was safe again, of course, we tried to conceive again because I wanted our son to have a sibling that he would grow up with. And my husband agreed. So we began trying. After a year, our gynecologist told us to try for a year. And then, I'm sorry, this is really hard for me. Our gynecologist, our OB/GYN told us to try again. After a year, he gave us letrozole. I started taking letrozole. I did a few rounds of letrozole, and then that wasn't working. And he told us to try Clomid with letrozole. I did 4 rounds of Clomid, and we were not able to get pregnant. I stopped taking everything. At one point, I was taking over 16 fertility medications that I found on Amazon. Like literally over 16 pills a day I was taking. And anything that pretty much said that it would get me pregnant, guaranteed, I was desperate. And I was so surprised when we learned that we were pregnant, because at that point in time, I honestly I don't want to say I gave up, but I wasn't actively trying to conceive. I wasn't monitoring, my ovulation or tracking my hormones. And so when we found out that we were pregnant, like, we were both overjoyed. We were excited there would be a 3-year age gap. And we went in, we scheduled the appointment. We went in for our ultrasound at 7 weeks. That was an awful experience. The ultrasound technician that we work with, she just was very impatient. I understand that it was crowded that day, but it was just very unprofessional what happened. So my husband left for a second to take our son to the restroom. She called me back, and I asked her if we could just wait for 2 seconds for my husband to come back, and she said no, we have to go, it's a long line. I said okay. So she told me to get undressed. I took my pants off. She was standing in the room. She said, no, you need to take your underwear off too, which was very odd to me, because usually every time that I've ever had a transvaginal ultrasound, the ultrasound technician typically leaves the room or they turn around. She just watched me get undressed, and I got undressed, and she just proceeded to just do the transvaginal ultrasound. She was very rough. I told her, I was like, you're hurting me. She was like, well, I don't see anything indicative of a pregnancy. There's no yolk, there's no sac. So she was like, are you sure that you're pregnant? I said, well, I took 3 different pregnancy tests. They all came back, and it said that I'm pregnant. I did a clear blue that literally says not pregnant or pregnant, and it said pregnant. She said, well, I'm not seeing any evidence of a pregnancy. So there's nothing there. So she did an abdominal ultrasound to see possibly if the egg was in my fallopian tubes, to determine if I was having an ectopic pregnancy. And she didn't see anything. So after that, I remember I felt very uneasy. I mean, I cried nonstop. I could not stop crying. Like, what does this mean? Of course, I'm on Googling everything. And if you're going through this, I want to tell you guys, I saw a lot of results that said, you know what, sometimes the dates are off and you can still be pregnant. You can still go on to have a viable pregnancy. So don't let that alone, the fact that an ultrasound technician tells you that she didn't see anything, mean that there's something wrong in your pregnancy. So they did blood work that day, and they told me to come back in 48 hours to do blood work again. Basically, they wanted to see if my HCG levels were doubling, as well as my progesterone. And when they did the blood work, you guys, my HCG level was 599. My progesterone level was 6.6, which is very low, especially for 7 weeks pregnant. I went to the ultrasound technician. I had my first transvaginal ultrasound on Monday. On Tuesday, I began bleeding, but it was like brown blood. So, I thought that maybe that could just be old blood. And then I told my doctor when I saw him that I had brown spotting. He said sometimes in about 25% of cases, when you see brown spotting, it can go on to become a miscarriage if the blood gets heavier. And that was my reality. The next day, you guys, I began bleeding, and it was red this time. I'm going to insert pictures. Warning, it is graphic. So if you don't want to see it, you can just skip past this part. Just skip like 10 seconds. But it was a lot of blood. And even this morning, today is Thursday now. When I used the bathroom this morning, it was literally a pool of blood, and I had blood clots yesterday that was coming out. So I never had this experience. I've only been pregnant twice. I had so many different emotions. I felt like, what could I have done to prevent this from happening? Honestly, there's nothing really that I could have done besides probably eating more healthy. Like I said, this time around, I'm not going to try to conceive right away, you guys. I want to get healthy. I want to start working out more and eating right. And then also I need to go back to monitoring my hormones. If you're low in progesterone, you can supplement that. It won't mask a miscarriage, but it will help the fetus get the support that it needs if you do have a viable pregnancy to continue to carry that full term. So if you know, for instance, that you have low progesterone, ask your doctor if it's okay. What do they think about supplementing progesterone? It's, from what I've read online, I'm not a medical expert, so definitely talk to your doctor, but it doesn't harm the fetus at all. It only can help. So that's where I'm at right now. Typically, for the first trimester, I've read online that progesterone levels should be anywhere between 10 and 40. Mine was clearly, a lot less. So going through this right now is really hard. My husband actually booked us a getaway this weekend. My mom will watch our son. I feel awful. Like this feeling, and also my personal symptoms. So when I was pregnant, like I had so many different symptoms. When I was pregnant with my son, I didn't really have that many symptoms, but I had really bizarre symptoms. My underarm hurt. I had really bad heartburn, like severe heartburn. I felt nausea, which I never felt with my son. And I just had like little weird quirky ones. I'm not thinking of everything right now because like this is so unreal. And it really does hurt. I don't have any tears in me. I'm sure I'll cry later. I'm not really one that can cry on camera. I'm honestly still processing everything. It doesn't feel real at all. But I was scared. I didn't know what to do because I've never gone through this process, you guys. And it sounds like I thought I would have to go to the doctor, they would have to take the baby out. Because it's so small at this stage, like the baby just goes on its own. Like when I'm going to the bathroom, it's just getting rid of all of the cells. Now I will say, you guys, I have had shoulder pain, and I'm waiting for my doctor to get back to me today to find out, because sometimes they said if you have shoulder pain or pain to your rectum, you can have an ectopic pregnancy, which basically means that you're pregnant outside of your uterus, and they want to find out where that baby is, you know, where the fetus is. So I pray that that's not going on, you guys. This has been enough of an emotional roller coaster. You know, you hear so many times about so many women who have miscarriages, and even hearing that, you guys, I still feel so alone. I feel humiliated. I don't even know. I just have a range of different emotions, but definitely very sad. I'm making this video to tell you guys what I'm going through as I'm having an active miscarriage. There's a lot of bleeding. I have not had cramping, but I did talk to the on-call nurse, and she said that if I do have cramping, do not wait. Take Tylenol every 4 to 6 hours. And she told me there's no need to go to the emergency room unless I get shoulder pain or rectum pain. So right now, I'm waiting for my doctor to get back to me. She actually said call back if I have that. So I'm waiting for my doctor to get back to me, and I'll keep you guys updated. For anyone who has gone through this process, I send you my deepest love and my deepest prayers. It is extremely difficult. And for anyone who is going through this process or think that they may be going through this process, you know, don't lose hope. I know it seems it's hard and it's disappointing, and I still don't understand why. Just know that you're not alone, and if you ever need support, if you ever want to talk, feel free to DM me or private message me. I'm here for you. That's what the goal of this channel is too. I talk a lot about my fertility journey. I love doing wig reviews, you guys, but I also talk about my fertility journey because it has been a long journey. I mean, I've literally tried everything to get pregnant. So I'm just trusting God. I'm not going to try again immediately because I want to focus on getting my health right and making sure that I'm doing everything that I possibly can to have a healthy pregnancy this time around. I will continue to take my prenatal vitamins. If you guys don't know, when I found out I was pregnant, at that time I was not taking any prenatal vitamins because I wasn't trying to get pregnant, and I didn't think honestly that it would happen, because at this point we have been trying for over 2 years. We had tried different Western medicine. We tried I might go back to acupuncture, because acupuncture seemed to help me. The Eastern medicine supplements, they seem to work better with me. I'll do a separate video on that if you guys want, but I just wanted to come to you guys live and tell you guys what it is like going through this experience right now. I'm sending you guys much love and light, and I love you all. Baby dust to everyone who's trying. Baby dust and healthy full-term pregnancies to everyone who is trying. I hope that this year I will be back with, not right now, but hopefully this year I'll be back with an update that, you know, I'm pregnant with my rainbow baby, and we'll be able to carry that baby full term and everything will work out. I will keep you guys updated on what I'm doing, my fertility journey, what supplements I'm taking, how I'm monitoring my hormones,